It's 6:03 p.m. on Saturday, July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump takes the stage at a campaign rally. 6:05 p.m. Trump stands behind the podium and begins to speak.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
Rally attendees have been scanned for weapons before entering the event. Secret Service counter snipers are seen positioned on top of these two buildings located behind where the former president is speaking.
The Republican...
6:09 p.m., 2 minutes before the first gunshots. While Trump is speaking, witnesses notice a gunman on the roof of a nearby building located here, outside the security perimeter. He's in an elevated position and around 400 feet away from the former president. 6:10 p.m., 1 minute before the first gunshots. A bystander captures what appears to be local law enforcement walking around looking at these two structures. Local law enforcement would later tell ABC News they had been alerted of suspicious activity in the area and were in the process of looking for a potential suspect.
You guys are doing it.
6:10 p.m. Trump pivots his head slightly to the right and starts describing a chart showing immigration stats. One of the counter sniper teams is visible in this witness video. These onlookers notice something is off and start running away from where the shooter is located. 6:11 p.m. Trump has been speaking for about 8 minutes.
Our country took over, and look what happened to us.
A supporter captures this footage from outside the rally perimeter moments before gunshots are heard.
You know, that's a little bit...
The first shot rings out. A second and a third shot are heard. Former President Trump ducks behind the podium. Another round of shots. 6:12 p.m. More agents huddle around Trump. About 15 seconds go by and we hear one last shot. From these bleachers located to the right of where Trump is speaking, a bystander captures agents huddled around the former president, shielding him. He then shifts the camera to the crowd. Someone needs help. An attendee appears to be shot, possibly in the head. An ER doctor jumping in to help. The victim will later be identified as 50-year-old Corey Compertor, a firefighter and a father of two. The family would post tributes online later that evening. An agent is heard saying the shooter is down.
Shooter's down. Are we good to move? We're clear. We're clear.
Secret Service agents lift the former president.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes. Hold on.
Blood is visible on his face and shirt.
Watch out.
He pumps his fist into the air. The crowd starts to chant. Agents escort Trump down the stairs. He continues to pump his fist. He is escorted into a black SUV that drives away from the grounds.
Crazy situation, you know? And I've said this before. To be in that moment where you know you're hit, right? You know you're hit. You see the blood. But to stand up and pump your fist. Like, nah, I want them, even if this is my last moment, I want them to remain strong. Fight. That's incredible. Because as we've heard before, and I think I showed you guys a clip, or I shared a YouTube short on it, most people, and rightfully so, when you hear gunshots, people run. People run and duck for cover, especially if you hit. Okay? Now, granted, yes, he had Secret Service there, but still, like, that's not going to be 99.9% of people's first reaction. Like, no, even if this is my last moment, fight. I want them to keep fighting. That was, I mean, absolutely incredible. I mean, that's That's some cojones right there. That's some nerves of steel right there. If you ever had any doubt if Trump was that guy, that should have sealed it right there. Man, just let me tell y'all something. I'm going to be completely honest. If a car drive down the street just a little too slow, anybody that's from like the hood or from like a lower income area, you know what I'm talking about. If you see a car that you don't recognize, that, you know, you don't typically see, if they driving a little too slow down your street, I ain't standing around to find out who in it. Like, I'm getting up out of there. I don't even hear no gunshots yet. He heard gunshots and was hit. You know, like I'm running before I even hear the gunshots. Okay, I'm getting up out of there. You get ghost before you get turned into one. All right, but we have this video that I came across that I wanted to show you guys that is really, really interesting to see because it actually shows exactly how it all played out with the lines and everything. It's really, really, really incredible. How they put this together. So with that being said, let's check it out.
This is a 3D illustration of how many bullets were fired and their trajectory that struck 3 people at the Trump rally on July 13th, 2024. This is the area we're going to focus in on. Here you can see the 3 victims that were injured by gunfire and where they were standing in the bleachers. We're going to turn around and demonstrate exactly where these bullets came from. This model represents Thomas Crooks. His position can be seen here in this image, which illustrates exactly where he was. Turning around, we can see the path of all the bullets that were fired from this location. I placed a 10-foot red disc downrange to represent what an average shooter could hit easily. Now let's take a look at this first shot fired. Coming from our key location, bullet 1 grazes President Trump's ear. This is the same bullet that hits a spectator in the stands. We know this through video evidence. As President Trump is talking, the first shot rings out just after he says, "Take a look at what happened."
Something that said, "Take a look at what happened."
We can see the vapor trail of a bullet strike, which is the same bullet that struck President Trump's ear a split second earlier, and this video is this location here. Back at the podium, President Trump is shot and grabs his ear, falling to the ground as more shots rang out. In total, there were 7 or 8 shots, so let's rewind and watch this at regular speed.
Take a look at what happened.
With all that gunfire, it's easy to understand how these spectators were injured, even though they were not the target, including the sole spectator who lost his life that day. As we circle around, we can see how all the paths of the bullets were hitting in the location of this forklift machine, causing one of the hydraulic hoses to burst.
You know, I saw an image of that before. This hydraulic hose that's burst right there that you can see. And I was thinking to myself, what in the world is that? Was somebody like spraying water or something? Because that's what it looks like, right? You know, that's what it looks like. But now it makes sense that that's a hydraulic hose because obviously it's under immense pressure. And in the image, you can see like the speaker being lowered very slowly, which makes a lot of sense. If there's no hydraulic fluid, then of course it's not going to be able to hold it. It's going to start dropping. But, you know, rest in peace to the brother that lost his life, the firefighter. It's unfortunate. But, yeah, I just thought that was really interesting to see that somebody, like, put that all together and showed the trajectory of everything. And you could see, like, the vapor trail, the first guy, which that's always interesting, too. Being hit with a bullet isn't like in the movies. Sometimes bodies react in weird ways. Like, the guy that you saw that got hit, he didn't even know that he was hit initially. Like, just got hit. Oh, I heard something, you know, but don't feel it. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird how that works. Really, really strange how the body reacts to certain things in different situations. And I've seen some pretty crazy videos where I'm gonna try to keep it as PG as possible. There was a guy who was robbing a gas station, and he ended up taking one to the head, and he drops. I mean, just like full right over the gas station counter. It looks like he's cooked, right? 15, maybe 20 seconds later, he reanimates, he stands up and like walks out of the gas station. Now, obviously, he didn't make it, but like just how the body just it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like the guy looked like he was gone. Like right there in that moment. Now, obviously, he was gone a little bit later, but still, like to reanimate, stand back up, walk out, you know, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. But like I said, rest in peace to the father who lost his life in this tragedy. And God spared Uncle Trump. I think God has more to do with Uncle Trump. I guess time will tell what that mission is. We shall see come November, baby. But I've got a feeling that it's going to be restoring this nation back to what it should be. But that's just my humble opinion. Y'all can let me know what y'all thinking. Let me know what you thought about this this diagram. I thought this was like really, really cool. Now, obviously, you know, someone did lose their life, so I don't want to make light of that. But just putting the whole thing together, the trajectory, where the guy was, what it was hitting, you know, I thought that was pretty interesting, you know. But anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love.